11:11 with Jenna. What's going on? Wow. What a day this has been. What a swell mood I'm in. Pretty groovy, pretty groovy. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. It is Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. I just got a message from Patty. I love it. I've got an original recipe for the garlic biscuits, like they have the Red Lobster, if you've ever had the Red Lobster biscuits. So that's what's happening tomorrow on 11:11 with Jenna. We're making biscuits. Making biscuits. And I will be making I'm making a biscuit, but it's gluten-free. And it'll just be different than Patty's. Now, this is interesting. So I'm trying to find me here. Oh, there it is. Wow, cool. Oh, and you guys have already commented, and I don't see the comments here. Melanie DeMore. Melanie DeMore. Hey, Julie Luce, Bill Jones, Patty, William. Hello, hello. Hey, Rob Morocco and Laura. And wow, Laura's over here. Rob and Carol. Carol, hey, what's up? And oh, Julie Luz. Do you see that? Julie, did you see your name spelled Luz? L-U-Z. Okay, everybody, let's get in here so we can have a conversation with the doctor. And yeah. I've been sitting here a lot today. Rob and Carol and I had a fun powwow tonight and talked about the graphics and t-shirts. And I'll just say it one more time. As of about 7 p.m. tonight, the back room had 14 tickets left. Just saying, if you want to jump on and be a part of Jenna and the Charmers on May 7th, you might want to get a ticket, because if they have any left right now, I don't even know. But it's kind of exciting that it sold out, and kind of a drag because I want it to sell out that day so that more people can come. Hi, Mama Grace. Lily and Pearl. I want to say Julie Luz again. Julie Luz. I have to be quiet. Julie Luz. So it is Tuesday, and we're just kind of chilling for a second. And then the good doctor will be here. And then tomorrow morning, baking biscuits, Patty, Jenna, in the kitchen. And then tomorrow night, Patty, Jenna, anybody else in the kitchen, eating whatever we made with a little wine or a little something. And then Thursday morning, chilling, Thursday night conversations with the creatives. Friday morning, Armando. Friday night, Display and Share. Saturday morning, Jeff Metzger. Saturday night, Gary Lambert. Sunday morning, We Chill. Sunday night, Musician Square Table. Monday morning, Meandering. Monday night, Meditation. Tuesday morning, we kind of meander. And Tuesday nights is what, ladies and gentlemen? Dr. Andrew Rader. Woo-hoo. Thanks, Dave. Man, I'll tell you. Hey! Oh, wait, if I do that, then the music will come on. You know, Mom, and she thinks so too. Sometimes trucks drive by our place, and there's like between the trains and the trucks, I have earthquakes coming from either side of my head. My head, it just kind of gets me spinning around.
Oh,
Hello, Dr. Rader. How are you?
I am wonderful.
Wonderful.
Now, at
Doc,
least you know they're not real earthquakes, unless there's been
there
some
was an earthquake in Michigan the day my friend Kathy Lentz got married, and that should have been a sign. That's all I'm going to say about that one. And we
Mhm.
were all coming from California for her wedding because three of us lived in California. We all came back here for the wedding, and there was an earthquake. But yeah,
Unless they're doing some, newfangled drilling for oil or
this
gas.
was this was 35 years ago. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Wow.
seismic kitchen with trains and trucks. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. So what did you have for dinner tonight?
uh, the bitter end, although it wasn't bitter, uh, some leftover Thai curry Shauna made probably 4 or 5 days ago. There's no dairy in it. There's no meat in it. So, it can last a little longer, but if whatever I don't eat tonight, I'm going to say goodbye to.
And you didn't eat it all?
She made way too much, way too much.
Hmm.
She'll do that. She'll cook for 40 and
Well,
there's just
that
two of us.
I do that. A friend of mine made deviled eggs the other day. She made four. And I was like,
Yeah.
how do you make four deviled eggs? If I'm gonna make deviled eggs, I'm gonna make I make a dozen, so I have 24 deviled eggs. She had four. I don't know how to think like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a certain way of being.
So the dregs of some fresh vegan Thai food
Yeah. Yeah.
with rice, with your groovy
With
rice,
that, with the Haiga rice.
tiger rice. Hi, Lynette. Lynette has 8 kittens, you guys.
Wow.
Like they're like cute and stuff. 8 kittens.
Yeah.
And you guys have a housemate.
We do. I won't disturb him right now.
Oh, but he's so cute. He's so
Should,
worthy of being
should
disturbed.
I go get him?
Yeah, he's really cute, you guys.
Max,
Come here, Max.
Max, Max. He's
Eight.
coming. He's coming. Come on. All right, I gotta get him.
Exactly. We would cook for company. We cook for company all the time. Max is super cute. Look at this puppy. He's a Frenchie. Look at that cutie. Hi, Max. He's really cute. Does he have a little outfit on? Little
He's got a bandana.
bandana. He's like they're like cinder blocks with legs. That's how
Yeah,
that's how uh Ray, my niece's dog was.
yeah.
So, how long is he visiting?
Till Tuesday. He's got special food.
Because he has
And
skin problems?
these dogs, they got without human intervention, they wouldn't exist. They have to be born via
Oh,
C-section.
I know. Yeah, my niece. Yeah, because their heads are like this big.
Their heads are big, and their sinuses are all smashed into.
Snore.
You know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aw. What kind of food does he eat?
Oh, he's got this frozen stuff, and
Like a raw food?
it's yeah. And then he's got his little kibble, and then he has this kelp based supplement that actually I'm giving Emma right there.
Is it
And
Thrive or something different?
uh, you want me to show you?
I'm
Uh,
curious. It's yeah, isn't he cute? So we're
Am
talking
I
dogs
am
now.
I allowed to promote a product? I'm not.
Is it
And
NutriThrive? Oh no, it's something. Let me see it. Yeah, we're curious. What the heck? Maybe they'll. Now we can contact them and see if they want to become.
it's called Missing Link,
Oh, like
and
Bike Shop.
this is the pet kelp formula, and it's called Joint and Bone. I'm telling you, we heard about it because of Little Max and how he's just rejuvenated. He's 8 years old, which is pretty old for a Frenchie. And then Emma, who's almost 16, she's been on it for about a month. Took her for 2 long hikes, two back-to-back days, and she's doing okay. Normally a long hike, I wouldn't.
All right, Emma. All right, Emma. She's out though right now. She's so cute. Hi, Emma girl. She blends in with the furniture. Wow, no, I'll have to check it
And
out. Lillian's
you
so
see
picky
all
though.
you
She's.
see all the toys on the floor.
Do they have fun?
That's for Max, Little Max. Emma, they parallel play. Emma sleeps and Max plays tug of war, and he has these two little pigs.
Cute. Yeah, Lillian has a couple of products that she takes, and one of them is made by a guy in Oakland who used to study with Katie. Studied. My sister-in-law is she was the first group of veterinarians to become acupuncturists
Oh
and
wow!
and do the integrative treatments 20 plus years ago, 25 years ago. And
Well, I got a story about that.
tell us,
Well, back in the 70s, when acupuncture was not legal, at least in California,
was not legal?
no, no. How much time you got? I could tell you the whole story about how it
Tell us.
became legal in California. Um, but I'll tell you quickly, of course, when Nixon went to China, there was all this interest because China was behind, the Jade Curtain. And so Nixon goes to China, and then this famous New York Times reporter, James Reston, went because it's a big deal. And James Reston got appendicitis while he was there, and he wrote about his experience, and they used acupuncture, and boom, all of a sudden, huge interest in acupuncture from the non-Chinese community. Like, people outside the Chinese community are now
So, question before you
yeah.
go on. So in Chinatown in the 70s, there was it like behind the scenes acupuncture?
Yes, behind the scenes. So ever since the Chinese came to the United States, or at least came to California with the gold rush, there was always Chinese medicine within the Chinese community, but the authorities didn't care. It was only when the non-Chinese started utilizing acupuncture in the 70s that they started to care. And there was a woman well, let me tell the vet story first, and then so veterinarians can do whatever the hell they want because they're the only ones who could work on animals. So if they want to use acupuncture, who's to stop them? And they started using acupuncture on racehorses, on thoroughbreds, and you just went dark.
It's okay. I'm watching you.
It's distracting, Jenna. I can't.
Is it really?
No, it's all right. It's all right. But everyone wants to see your pretty face, okay?
No, they want to hear you talk about the racehorses.
So racehorses, they don't care. So they're getting acupuncture. And the thing about racehorses is they're timed. You could tell if a horse is doing better because the horse runs, 0.3 of a second better or 3 seconds better on the same length of track. So racehorses are doing well with acupuncture, and that is something that people start paying attention to. And because of that, it lent some legitimacy to acupuncture in the human population. Obviously, it was in the Chinese population, but not the rest. So, getting back to California, a woman named Miriam Lee, practicing acupuncture, got arrested in the Bay Area. And it was a little embarrassing because she was treating some very important people, some judges. George Mosconi's mother. For those of you who don't know, George Moscone later became the mayor of San Francisco, and he was shot same time Harvey Milk was shot. That's who George Moscone was. But when Miriam Lee was arrested, George Moscone was a state senator in California. And so the authorities quickly figured out a deal, and the deal would be that Miriam Lee could practice acupuncture under the auspices of UCSF. And she said, well, that's fine for me, but what about everyone else who's practicing acupuncture? And so she basically, almost single-handedly, together with the help of George Moscone, the governor, who is Jerry Brown, this was his first round as governor, and then Willie Brown, who, again, those of you who don't know, is a prominent San Francisco politician. The three of them, plus Miriam Lee, and Miriam Lee hired a very smart lawyer and lobbyist, and they got together and they wrote one of the best laws for acupuncture in the country, and it ultimately led to acupuncturists being seen as physicians, meaning they didn't need referrals. And I think it took the AMA by, they didn't know what was coming. And it made acupuncture legal. It set up the acupuncture board exam and the state licensing committee and schools, accredited schools. And so to this day, California has its own system of licensing and the exam, and then the rest of the country uses a different system, but that's not as interesting.
The rest of the country uses a different system?
Well, so California developed their own exam, their own administration for it, and the rest of the country uses a national organization, and I can't remember the whole acronym, as the National Association of Acupuncture, blah, blah, blah. And they developed an exam. So every other state that licenses acupuncture, which there are 47 states, there are 3 holdouts, South Dakota, Oklahoma, and Alabama. Those states don't have acupuncture laws. And until they do, Medicare will not pay for acupuncture.
Right.
And here it is, 2021, and what the hell, So this other organization, any state that licenses acupuncture, it's easy, so they don't have to reinvent the wheel. They accept this national accreditation, national exam for acupuncturists.
And your group was the first one to go to China, right?
I don't know if we were the first group. In our school, we were the first group to do an internship after we graduated. And they split us up. Well, more than half of our group went to Guangzhou, and then there are 3 of us who went to Beijing. And it was when we were in Beijing, we got to see a C-section with acupuncture as the analgesic.
A C-section?
A C-section. To this day, that was the most awesome thing I've ever seen regarding acupuncture.
Tell us about it.
I'll tell you about it. So it was at the China-Japan Friendship Hospital, which was a hospital that had both Western and Chinese medicine integrated. And they would use acupuncture for surgery, and we were invited to watch a C-section. And what they did was, first they tested the woman. So like if you have tennis elbow, anyone could get acupuncture for that. But if you're going to have surgery, maybe 1 out of 3 people would not be a good candidate. You have to have a strong enough response to the acupuncture. So they just put 1 needle in, and they watched her reaction, and she passed the test. And then when it's time for her C-section, brought her into the operating room, and the acupuncturist hooked up the needles, and then they would attach the needles to an electrical stimulation. So the way it works is, normally if you have acupuncture, you acclimate to the needles after about 20, 30 minutes. The same way that if you walk into a cheese shop and it's overpowering the smell, after 5 minutes or so, you acclimate to it, and you don't even, right?
And then I just keep on eating. Yes.
You just keep on eating, right? So you cannot have the person acclimate to the needles while they're having surgery. So what the electrical current does is it's hooked up to a machine that sends an irregular pattern, an irregularly irregular pattern of current, so that the body just can't figure it out. It's constantly stimulated. But they're not crazy. They had an IV ready to go in case something went wrong. And they used some xylocaine for the surface, for the surface incision. So the xylocaine does not cover the uterus. It does not cover any of the deeper structures, but they used the xylocaine for the surface incision. And then for the whole procedure, she, all we can tell is what her face looked like, and she seemed to be fine. And then another crazy thing that had nothing to do with the acupuncture is, as soon as they delivered the baby girl, they tied her tubes.
Nice.
Sorry.
Because she had a girl?
Because she had a baby.
A baby, one baby. And
now this was 1987, fall of 87. Still one child policy. But we knew that she previously had a baby, a stillborn. That was part of her history.
Wow.
So we're thinking, whoa, wait a minute. They're tying her tubes. This baby's just born. Like, who knows? God forbid something can happen. And so, I'm naive, dumb Westerner. I asked, hey, why are you tying her tubes? And they give me the most bizarre answer. They said, oh, she has a brain tumor. As if that would matter. They could not come up with any answer that would make any sense. So they just gave me some crazy answer. And really, I knew not to push further. Like, where is it going to go? It's not going to help anybody. But that's what they did. It's pretty wild. Wow.
So they would have a baby, and then, did she choose to do it with acupuncture?
Yes, she knew. She absolutely knew. I'm sure she had a choice, at least in the acupuncture, not in the tube tying, but.
Right. Do you think that's common now? More common?
That they would use acupuncture for surgery?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how common, but it certainly in this hospital was fairly common. I mean, they weren't doing it. They were set up for it. It's not, they weren't putting on a show. They just let us watch.
That's really interesting. Okay, now on to puppies, please.
Okay. Puppies?
Well, yeah, you said something about a dog and acupuncture.
No? Oh, it was about the vets and the horses.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was another dog. So Katie does a lot. Do you put needles in on Emma?
I will put needles in on Emma. Uh, um, technically, and I'm sure everyone watching is this is all confidential, but
You don't
in
have
at
to
least,
say anymore if
in
you
at
don't.
least California, no one can treat an animal unless a veterinarian is okaying it. So technically, I need the okay from a veterinarian to put needles in the dog.
Oh,
Now, maybe because Emma is my own dog,
right.
um, there's not going to be a problem. But I've had patients, human patients, who've asked me to treat their dogs,
Hmm.
and I've done so. And because the patient's giving me permission, I'm not too worried that a veterinarian's going to come after me. Um, but
I got a couple of good vets behind, so I'll, we'll just anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
I've been with Katie when she's treated my dog. Both Mooney and Lillian were treated with acupuncture and herbs um and standard process supplementation. So
wow, yeah. Dogs love acupuncture. I would not attempt to do it on a cat.
yeah,
Uh,
that'd be intense.
that
She does cats. She's good with cats, but yeah,
yeah,
that's a skill.
unless I really knew the cat well and I knew the cat would just be okay. And the cat has to know me.
Yeah,
But there, yeah, yeah.
that's true. Yeah, Mooney, because Mooney had osteosarcoma, he was getting touch for health, and I made all his food, 15 years ago I was making dog Mooney balls, I called them. But yeah, he was on mushrooms, and he was supposed to live 3 months. He lived 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I'd say that's because all your love.
yeah,
You
it was the love for sure. I loved
know,
him. And then I got the reincarnate, Lillian Pearl. And she has become such a love with my mom. They're downstairs. Like, I'll start to walk up and invite her to come upstairs. And she's like, do I look like I want to leave this situation? A little fireplace. Like, there's a blanket here and a pillow here and a Nana here. So she just hangs out down there until it's time to go play. And then we play hard.
yeah.
Patty Loman is watching and Rob Morocco is watching. I'm glad you guys it's like Patty Loman, Patty Loman, Patty Loman, Patty Loman, Rob Morocco, Rob Morocco, Rob. So it always is. Bill Winokur
Oh,
said,
by the way, I bought 2 tickets, so there are maybe now 12 left. I don't know.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna report that to I wonder how many there are. 12 now.
How do you know how many they have left? Do they tell you on the
Because
site?
Jeremy sent a message to us tonight. Um
It's
oh,
not on the website though.
45 out of 60 tickets sold so far. Likely they will sell out. I should probably reserve a couple. He must need to keep the audience to a strict limit. It just, I don't know. I just have them bring some chairs.
Oh, you have to bring your own chair?
Uh, 14 now. 14. Well, I would bring chairs just in case.
Okay.
It will sell out by tonight.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I think it's too bad we can't clear the air and then bring another crew in like Yoshi's, flip the house, but
Well, Berkeley, probably at that time of night, there will be a good breeze.
and it's early. What does it say?
I didn't look.
I think it's
Uh,
7.
it is at 8 p.m.
Oh, it's at 8.
Yep, 8 p.m.
Well, I hope that you two are there. But I understand if you're not, it will be because you will be in Southern
Because
California being grandma and grandpa.
because for all of you who don't know, our daughter is 36 weeks pregnant, and Shauna's talking in the background. So May 7th, what date are we talking about?
Friday, May 7th.
May 7th is right in there for, high probability.
And where do they live?
They live on the Central Coast, right near San Luis Obispo. It's called Los Osos.
Oh, I love Los Osos.
Yeah.
I'm going down to Cambria.
Oh, Cambria?
What? That's a funny story. The first time we were in Cambria, we met a guy. How do you say it? Well, some people say Cambria. Some people say Cambria. I say Cambria. So we love
Ah,
that in our family.
well,
Yeah,
that's like Nicasio. So there's a little place
I
where
love Nicasio.
it's either Nicasio or some old timers call it Nicasio.
Nicasio, right?
Yeah.
Nicasio. Cool little town. Groovy, groovy, groovy little town. Close to you, but what, 10 miles from you, if that?
Oh, not even. Yeah, not even.
It's fun to drive that way. Yeah, so now I have three conversations going on. Jeremy wants to try new tunes. Ike, new tune. I don't know. I have to remember the old tunes. Have you seen the band? I don't think you've seen the band, the Charmers. Oh, dude, it's fun. We will have a blast.
Are they Bay Area
All
people?
Bay Area. Steve lives in the city. Jeremy lives in El Cerrito, and our bass player lives in the South Bay.
So you said Steve lives in the city?
Steve Bissinger.
Okay.
I think you saw him play back in the day because he and I used to hang out together and play it quite a bit,
Okay.
like 30 years ago, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm really excited because Grace and I leave on the 30th.
So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
How is 11/11 going to continue with travel and all sorts of? I mean, it's not going to be that Friday night for sure.
I'm bringing all this with me.
But you're not going to be able to do it May 7th.
Yeah.
11/11 Eastern is 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
8/11.
I'll be on the show.
Oh, you're going to do it live. The
Yeah.
show's. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then why did I get tickets?
So,
I'm kidding.
because maybe I'll auction them off. I'll
No,
buy them because you're going to come.
being there live. Oh my, how can that compare?
You got to be there. No, every show, I'll be doing the show live. In fact, I think it would be fun if we could do that Tuesday.
Yeah, I can do it again. Yeah, I could do the Tuesday for sure.
A Tuesday before or after.
So you won't be at an airport or flying during one of the show times, maybe?
So far, well, actually, on the 11th, this is crazy. On May 11th, my flight is at 11:40 and I'm in seat 11A because I'm going to Seattle.
You could just do it from your cell phone.
Yeah.
Until you take off.
Yeah, that's how I used to do a lot of lives when I would fly. I sing the theme song for the airlines.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I do those. Those are lives. Those were back in the day live.
But there's no more Virgin, right?
No.
So now what do you doing? Alaska Airlines themes? Oh.
Yeah.
Or Delta? What are you flying?
Alaska.
Alaska. Oh, from Detroit? From where?
From O'Hare, Chicago O'Hare to San Francisco.
And how are you getting to O'Hare?
Mitch's driving us.
Okay.
It's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
Just getting to an airport for me is like, when I'm here, like, it's daunting.
Why
But
don't you fly? Why don't you fly Southwest?
because Alaska is more comfortable.
Oh.
Remember when Katie and Lisa and I were at that cute? Oh no, no, were you there, Shauna? And you mean Andy's parents, Mama?
Yeah, we were at the
The Ivy?
the Ivy. Yeah, the Ivy room.
Oh, so you've seen the Charmers?
Those were the Charmers?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Then I have seen them.
yeah. So you don't have to buy the tickets then. You can now you could sell those for a premium, I bet.
Yeah, I could scalp them.
So yeah, so Alaska's just, it's just more comfortable. We fly Southwest. Southwest, I fly out of Midway or Detroit. But
Right.
Alaska, I that's okay, Mama. Yeah, I thought you were there. I thought you guys were at the Ivy Room. I
Yeah,
think
we
it
were
was like
there.
one of our first shows.
And my parents were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Your parents saw me. They came to the Freight and Salvage. I think they were at Yoshi's.
Oh
Yep,
yeah.
definitely Yoshi's. That was a time. But so yeah, we'll fly. Yeah, I won't be on any planes during 11:11 except for that 11. I'll fly at 11:40, so I'll just be on until the flight attendant says, "Ma'am, you need to turn off your." But it'll be good. Mama Grace, you have a better memory than all of us. Yeah, I thought they were there, Mom, but then I didn't want to, and think that it was anyway. Gracie does like memory.
And then there will be the moment where you have to use your phone to get on the plane, because your tickets got that
Right.
whatever it is.
I think I'll print my boarding pass out. Thank you.
Yeah, see, think ahead.
Yeah. I'll print my boarding pass out. Well, I have a whole protocol. I've got like the poncho, the plastic poncho that I'm gonna have on the
Oh,
seat.
as your PPE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm figuring out the PPE.
You're
I'm
gonna have
gonna wear a shield.
goggles or shield.
A friend of mine in Canada tonight, my friend Susan posted she got her first shot and she was wearing goggles over her glasses.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about goggles. What do you think?
I don't think they're necessary, but if it makes you feel better. I mean, you never know what crazy stuff can happen with other people. But
Goggles.
if people are being the way they should be, they'll be wearing masks, and everyone should be fine if everyone's wearing masks. I don't think you need the extra protection of goggles or shields. But, you know,
I'm gonna wear a shield in the airport.
up to you. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, so yesterday I didn't have a very nice day.
Okay.
And neither my mom, it seems like a multitude of people didn't have the greatest day yesterday. And I told my mom it's sometimes a collective energy of what's happening on the planet. A lot of unknown stuff was happening yesterday. But how was your day?
Well, that's interesting that you say that. Um, I can't reveal somebody else's medical, but there was we had a situation, everything's fine, but it started Sunday afternoon and lasted at least till 3 in the morning, early Monday morning. And that's all I'm going to say. I could talk to you later.
Okay.
But
Oh, and William had a toothache yesterday. I just didn't, it was one of those days where it just, it was like another gray morning, a not so good morning after all. And it just was like that into the evening. And when I did my meditation, I was, besides, we were going, oh, yeah. Yeah, we're flying first class to California. I bought first class tickets for us because at the time they were really inexpensive. And I had some money on, you know how you'll have money on a flight that you, or you buy a flight and you cancel it and you can only use it for a certain amount of time. I call and the woman goes, "Oh, you have $272 in your wallet and it expires tomorrow."
wow.
This is like 6 weeks ago. I go, "I have what?" She goes, "Yeah, if you don't buy your tickets today." And at the time, the first class tickets were under $200 one way. It's kind of crazy.
Did you
So,
buy one-way tickets?
nope, I bought us round trip tickets just because, you know, you can change them because it's right now you
Yeah.
can change. But normally I would buy one way tickets both ways
Yeah.
on
Well,
separate.
nowadays, it's kind of like, if you told a 20-something person about long distance phone calls, they
Right.
say, what the hell are you talking about?
I used to have $500 phone bills.
Yeah. And that long distance phone call, I mean, that doesn't exist anymore. And I don't even think round trip tickets exist anymore because you buy them singly. They don't really group them as, even though they still
They
use the
do.
term.
They'll purchase it. I purchased these as round trip tickets. Sometimes I will buy my ticket one way and then I'll buy another ticket one way and I won't I if I'm going with another person, I don't buy them at this on the same reservation because
Right.
if one person can't go, it can actually negate the whole ticket.
Oh, wow. So I know this is how it works on Southwest, and I'm sure many other airlines. When you buy round trip tickets, depending on when each flight is, there are different prices. It's priced as their own unit, one way, and I'm sure it's like that with other airlines too.
Well, Alaska was doing this thing. They have three tiers now. They have a regular, then they have their MVP, and then their first class, their premium people seats. And if you're MVP with them, they would just bump you up. Now you have to pay extra for those seats. Like if I wanted to sit in the bulkhead, even though I'm a gold member on their airline, I have to pay $60 to sit in that seat. And that's when I went, wait a second. So the regular ticket was like 120 and then $60 more was 180 and first class was 200, 220, something like that. I went, Gracie, we're flying first class. So we're flying first class there and back. But first class is not what you would think it was, like it was 2 years ago. There is no champagne.
No alcohol, period?
No
Or
alcohol, period.
really?
And
Uh,
only first class is given a snack on the plane. They don't even have food service in the back.
oh, they don't want people taking off their masks.
Right.
Okay. Well, here's something interesting. Um, it probably depends on how long the flight is, because let's talk about alcoholics and I'm not being funny here.
Oh,
An alcoholic who cold turkeys, that can become a medical emergency.
right.
You do not want to have an alcoholic going into DTs on a 12-hour flight across the Pacific.
I have a feeling if I were an alcoholic and I were going to fly on a plane for that long,
Yeah. Well, you take care of yourself.
I'd
But
I'd put it in my
yeah.
nasal
But
spray or something.
airlines, I think I would want to, if I looked into it and anyone would tell me the truth, I would imagine that a flight over a certain number of hours, they would have to have some alcohol as a medicine on the flight.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Now, a coffee drinker and a smoker, they can deal with it.
Have
But
you ever
an
hypnotized
alcoholic,
anyone on a plane before?
what?
Have you ever hypnotized someone on a plane before?
No. No, I don't do this for entertainment.
Well, no, I know, but if you were sitting next to someone that was obviously freaking out,
Oh, yeah. Um, yeah, then I would do something, you could stay in the realm of Ericksonian hypnosis or conversational hypnosis. It's just,
conversational hypnosis.
yeah. A good used car salesman knows how to do conversational hypnosis.
My brothers are good conversational
Yeah, there you go. Um, so
hypnotists.
yes, I would attempt to talk someone down from an anxiety attack. But you do have to have buy-in. You do. They have now. Yeah. But I would.
Oh, Carl Hess said, I would not fly if I could not drink. I do not get enough diazepam. Good for him.
There you go.
And Rob said he would have goggles and a face shield, and he may even start wearing his hockey helmet if it gets worse up in Canada. It's bad in Canada, Andy.
Well, now when you say Canada, I know Ottawa is
Edmonton.
like right over the border from you guys, from Michigan,
Is
or right over the border from Buffalo. You know,
yeah.
Niagara Falls. I don't know about all of Canada. I would say province by province, but certainly near near Toronto.
Not great. Well, because in Detroit, people don't want to take the vaccine.
Yeah, that's a shame. Shame.
So now my band is discussing if we want to take a break or not, or if we should just do 90 minutes straight through, no break.
And what's the argument pro and con?
Because it's chilly. I think a break is good.
And what is chili if it's cold? You mean just stick with it and don't take a break?
Yeah. People need a little ear relaxation.
So how does it work with restrooms? You gotta go inside. They regulate how many people are in the
That's
restroom.
funny. Patty just said bathroom break. I'm imagining that he has outdoor facilities.
Porta potties, yeah.
I have to think that Sam he's been doing this now for the last 2 or 3 months. And so my guess is that he's had to tackle that because really he only has one bathroom inside.
Oh yeah, I remember that bathroom. It's like a rabbit warren to get in there. Yeah. No, that wouldn't be good.
I don't like to use the bathroom there. Anyway, what are you guys going to be cooking this week? What else does Shauna have on the menu?
Oh, we don't think that far ahead, really.
Sometimes she does.
Yeah. So on the weeks when we go to the farmer's market and volunteer there, we come back with a good week's worth of vegetables and greens and
Do you get to pick out what now how does that happen? You volunteer and then what happens?
so we volunteer for an organization called Respect Our Elders, and there are about 4 or 5, sometimes 6 um, low-income elder communities. That what happens is at the end of the market, the farmers, they don't always sell all their stuff, and we go around and collect what they are willing to give us. And so we come back, so we collect in these carts with boxes, and then there's a sorting station that we use, and then we divvy up all the donated food into the boxes. We bring our own boxes for these organizations, and then we also, as volunteers, get to take home a box. So that's how that works.
And what market are you doing? The Fairfax market or?
No, the Marin County at the Civic Center on Sunday. Fairfax market's too small.
Yeah, it's cute. It's more like a fairyland kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's really an interesting thing to see through the seasons and through the weeks what's available and what's not available. So right now there are a lot of good greens. There's really not much fruit right now. There were some oranges,
Right.
but the fruit's gonna start hitting again. I can't predict when, but probably fairly soon. And during the winter, of course, all the root vegetables and onions and cabbages and
So good.
cauliflower.
Artichokes and oh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Well, maybe I'll pop out to that market that Sunday.
Yeah, the 9th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll work it out.
If you're there, great. If you're not, you'll be hanging out with your new baby. Do they know what they're having? No.
They know it's one.
Do you what's your guess?
My personal guess, girl, 7 pounds something, May 11th. What else is there to guess? That's about it.
Really? May 11th. All right.
May
Well,
11th, only because I looked, and that'll be a new moon.
oh, that's right. We talked about that. Right.
Yeah, and it's called an apogee, where the moon is farthest from the earth. So it's just a particular day, not the 12th. Hey, May 11th, 11.
Yep.
But yeah.
Well, I'm really happy. And I'll just ask you now, if you can, if you are able, would you come back next Tuesday?
Of course. God willing.
So now, that's even another interesting thing that's happening. When I press my Zoom has done all these different changes. And now when I press my sound effects, I have to press them there and then I have to press play.
Wow. So Zoom made the changes, not Facebook.
Zoom made the changes streaming to Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, Carl, I agree with you. I mentioned earlier about Michigan, and he said it's a shame because it reflects on the rest of the state when it's really just one part of the state that's making this all happen.
What about the hockey teams? I heard about the hockey teams.
I heard something tonight that a guy on the Sharks did
Not
some
the pro teams, not the,
record.
yeah, I'm talking about youth hockey. Youth hockey. Is that a myth? I read
I
that
don't know this one.
one of the reasons Michigan blew up was from
Oh,
junior hockey.
was there like a big competition or something?
Well, that, the parents were really pushing and kids were, everyone's pushing to get these
Sports.
kids playing. And of course, it's really hard so that was another. And maybe spring break,
Oh,
college kids
for sure.
bringing shit back from Florida. And
But yeah. Yeah. Anyway. And the roof don't leak. And the creek don't rise and the roof don't leak. That'll be if you're back next week.
oh, right, God willing, right.
We want the creek to rise in California right now.
Oh man, oh man.
Rise, California, rise.
I'm looking at local reservoirs that normally, if I took a picture, you'd think it was September, and here we are in April.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Not cool.
Well, give a hug to Miss Shauna for us, please.
I
And
will.
we'll talk.
We'll talk.
Thank you, Dr. Rader. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I was trying to play the clapping. Andy Rader, my friend. All right, kids. It's a wrap here on old. Who knew that about the horses? I didn't know that about acupuncture. Right now. I love the dancing people. All right, kids. It is a little after midnight. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 12:09. I will be back in a few hours baking biscuits with Miss Patty. So if you're feeling like you want to jump on and bake biscuits with us, I believe she posted the recipe. And if you've ever been to a Red Lobster, it's the Red Lobster biscuits that I'll be making a variation on the theme. So I'm excited, and I hope that you have a wonderful night and you enjoyed tonight's show and enjoyed Dr. Andrew Rader and hanging out here on 1111. Easy thoughts, eloquent words, and an ever pounding heart. Big hugs. He is so smart, Mama. He's such a good being. The whole Raider family. Good night, everyone. Mama Grace, I'll see you in a couple minutes. There are 11 of you here. It's a good time to say good night, good morning. Stay healthy. Be nice. Stay safe. Love hard. Really.